Maria, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can help.
Thank you. Lovely. So let's begin the session. Come into the sitting posture. Keep your back, neck straight, aligned. Gently close your eyes. Go into your asana. Observe your alignment. How's your back, your neck, your shoulders, and merge yourself within your posture. Now, once you connect it with your body, very slowly move your attention towards your natural pure breath, the breath which is going in and coming out. Just observe. Just observe the natural pure breath which going in and coming out. Now, once you connect it, take a deep, long inhalation from the belly. Deep, long exhalation. Inhale and exhale from the now. Take a deep, long inhalation for the Om. Take a deep breath. Om. 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 Shanti. 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 Feel the vibration. Feel the sensation. Now join your both palms. Rub your palms. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palms gently. Open up your eyes with a great smile and say Om Shanti. Om Shanti. today we're gonna discuss about, we in previous session we learned about the pranav, akar, ukar, and makar. Okay, akar, ukar, and makar. Now today we're gonna learn about all the three together. All the three syllables we're gonna chant together. Okay, and the meaning, the symbolical meaning. I keep on talking about it. There is no literal meaning attached with this three module sound. Okay, we are interpreting. So it's symbolized. They have symbolical meaning. So I'll share you in order to get better understanding. This is a symbol of the a, u, ma. Write it down these things, then I'll explain everything. It's visible to you guys, girls? Yeah. Once it's done, let me know. Done, girls?
I'm done.
Okay. So now, if you look towards the symbol of the Om, now why we require the symbol? Actually, in ancient science, symbol always play very important role because it's easy to understand. And if you want to, promote the language, symbols work. It's considered to be a more efficient way in order terms of understanding and communication, right? If you're writing A U M, so alphabet is something like A U M, and in Hindi, the symbol alphabet would be different. So it confused the people, right? Because we have the different language, different alphabet, right? So it consider, and then people are misunderstood or misinterpreted. So that's why symbol becomes so prominent in that case. That's why Asian yogis they come up with the symbol. Okay, most of the things are uh, used as a symbol. Mostly, especially the things which is related to the spirituality, or the portrait of the god, portrait of the female, portrait of the male body, portrait of the female body. Mostly, it's a kind of art which is basically absorbed by everyone. It's become very easy, and it's easy to remember it also, because it's giving the vision to you. So whenever you see this symbol, automatically you get the idea, oh, this is a primordial sound, and this symbol is sufficient. In the China, they use, instead of using the words, they use the symbol. And so it's very popular, it's become very popular among them. They keep speaking about it, and they are not able to adopt other language alphabet, but they are okay within themselves. So it's because that's how your mind is gonna work. Instead of reading so many prose, okay, Om is this, Om is that, just the moment you see the symbol, you get in your cognitive mind, you get the idea about it. Okay, yes, Om is everything. Immediately. It's awaken your consciousness immediately, which is you read about in earlier, somewhere else, or through your teacher, through your guru, who's explaining the definition of this, or explaining about the Om importance. But it's triggered again, it's come back to you in your memory by just seeing the Om, rather being reading the whole bunch of prose, many proses you're gonna see. So this symbol is sufficient. After you going through reading through everything, next time if you see the symbol, everything is just quite fresh in your memory. So symbol will play very important role. Okay. Now, when we draw this symbol, there is a certain meaning associated with it. Yesterday we talked about that how the eye is connected with the Lord Brahma, who is connected with Lord Vishnu, Ma connected with the Lord Shiv, right? We go through there already. Now today we're gonna understand this meaning according to the Vedanta. So Vedanta philosophy, this is very right now even very popular. Many people, especially the Swami Vivekananda ji, is a you know, he talks about it lot in his discourses. He explained about the importance of the Om. So Vedanta school, you can do the research on the Google. So according to the Vedanta philosophy, the Ved, what Ved are talking about the Om. According to that, the Om has this meaning. Okay, this symbol has these meanings. So now understand, as mind has the three states. One is waking state, second is dream state, third is deep sleep state. Okay, these are the three states of the mind, and which design, which we understand through the symbol of this Om. So this is, which you see still here, this is the sleep of, which I'm drawing, which I'm coloring with the red color. This is the state of waking, which we call Jagrit Avastha, which we call Jagrit Avastha. Jagrit Avastha means like awakened state. You are aware, you can walk, you can talk, you can eat, you can take the bath. You're doing all the action, in waking state, right? Consciousness state. I mean, you're not even conscious, but it's you're wake up, right? So that state symbolized by this, which I'm drawing with the red color. Okay. Then dream state. After that, second state of your mind is a dream state, which is not fully into the sleep and not fully waking state. You are not even in the deep sleep. In between. This is the state in between. Mind is still active, but not that much active, which you are earlier doing everything right. You are not in that state. You are not fully awakened and not fully sleep. In between state, that is a dream state, which is shown by this, which I'm coloring with the green color. You can do same thing. So dream state where mind is not fully, and this state is oo. We call oo, okay, and is awakening state, dream state is oo, and deep sleep state. It's called pragya, pragya state, spiritual state, unconscious state, which I'm drawing with the blue. This state of your mind, completely unconscious mind. When you go into the rain, when you fully sleep, and when you wake up, you just feel like, okay, I just slept. You slept 8 and 9 hours, but you didn't realize that 8 and 9 hours you are in the sleep, deep sleep state. You're not aware of anything around you. Something happened outside, so many people around you, they are moving it. You're not aware of single thing. Completely deep sleep state. The pragya state, this state where you are completely in spirituality, it means you reach to unconscious state of your mind where you are completely disconnected yourself from the outside. That's happened when you fall into the deep sleep. You completely, cutting yourself from the outside environment. You are there, your body is there, but you are not aware of your surroundings. Completely, you are not able to hear. Ear is there, eyes are there, smell is there, but your senses are not working at all because your mind is in the deep sleep, right? Your body is there, right? Body is not moving for anywhere, and the sound is going on. Smell, maybe your mom is cooking the food around you, delicious food around you, but you're not able to smell it at all. What happened? Because you're in the sleep state. You're not able to hear the whistle of the cooker. Sound is there, chirping of the birds. Anything you cannot feel which is happening outside, completely disconnected. Same thing happened in the meditation. Are you understanding? We all, this is the unnatural state. We all are having it, but because the social imposition and so many things going on in our life, we lost this deep sleep state. We are either into the wakening state or dream state, but we lost going into the deep sleep state. And because we are not entering into, so our mind is not relaxed fully. And we are not properly shutting off ourselves from the outside environment. And this is the cause of our pain and suffering. Whenever you go into the deep sleep, when you wake up, your body is completely light, completely light. So we get few times, but not. So we have to, through the meditation, especially through this chanting, all three together, we're gonna increase this state. Now come to the next. Now four other parts, the Maya, which is drawn by this, I'll color with different color. Let's take black. So this is the Maya. Maya is illusion, which you are experiencing every time. Maya is like considering illusion in our experience is like considering the rope as a snake in the darkness. That is a Maya. Considering the one thing that one day you're not gonna die. You're living your life like forever you are living. You are immortal beings. But reality is what? Maya is what? It gives you the perception that gold, silver, these things are very important for you. But what is important? What is actually? Which make you alive? the air, the water, the food, isn't it? But we are not considering those things. We are running after towards what? Diamond, silver, gold, the stone. Give these things to the dogs and animals. Have you ever given the stone? He dog would be considered. I think he would be love more the balls than the diamond because he's very, he's more smarter than you. He understands that this is the stone, diamond is the stone, nothing is just a shining stone, and we consider those stones like it's everything for us. We're gonna kill everybody, our virtues, our mortal things. People are running towards the money, and money doesn't give you, and that's why we're polluting so many things around us. We are least consider about that how much harmness we are done to the our nature in order to get these stones around, to accommodating these stones. Because people are saying this is very important stone. But what is reality? Reality is that you are alive because of food, water, the air, the pure air. But we are contaminating all these, everything, sacrificing the human life. So that is the illusion I'm talking about, the illusion which everybody is going through. So this is the Maya, this is the Maya, which is not real, because considering that thing is real. And because of this illusion, we cannot enter into the fourth state, that is a Triya. Triya means Turiya. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about that state, okay? Because separately, to understand Triya, it's required another lecture. So Triya state, Turiya, the state. You cannot enter into the fourth. After ma, there's another state that called silence. Triya means silence, and there's a types of silence. We're gonna talk about it. So that state, Triya means fourth state. I'll explain you in tomorrow's session. Okay, don't worry about it. But till here, everything is clear. You
Yes, ma'am.
cannot enter into the Triya state because of Maya. Maya is stopping you to enter into that state, fourth state. Okay, so till here things are clear. The symbol is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So today we're gonna do the printout meditation, all three together. So you know how to chant Now we're putting all three together. So I'll demonstrate first, and then then we're gonna start the practicing. So it should be like that. Listen carefully, okay? Do you understand the sound of all three? How you gonna put? You start with the then the mouth would be closed, and then pronouncing the ma sound. Are you able to understand all three how you're gonna chant?
Yes,
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So precaution, same precaution, sitting position you required for chanting A, U, Ma. And again, do not give any pressure while chanting. Anytime you get tired, take the time, take the pause, but keep repeating in your mind. Okay? Keep repeating in your mind A, U, Ma chanting. Don't take the pause while doing the chanting. And it should be smoothly done, right? Do not give any pressure, any, while chanting. Don't make it long, short, or anything. Just the way it's coming out. And when you're chanting ah, you have to focus on your abdominal part, then oo, your thoracic part, and ma above the thoracic part. Okay? So you have to shift the awareness of the mind while chanting ah, ma also. Okay? But
And
I
can you,
know initial level it's become difficult.
ma'am,
Yeah,
can you
dear?
repeat the last
Yes.
sentence? Where, which one was the abdomen and which was the other two?
Okay. Okay. When you're chanting so you're shifting, no? From
Yeah,
to you are shifting the sound. So when you
yes.
chanting it you have to focus on your abdominal part. Okay, thoracic area,
Yeah,
your chest area. Okay, ooh, like which we do in Ukar chanting. When we're practicing the
yeah,
Ukar chanting, we are focusing on thoracic separately, no? And when you
yeah.
move your awareness to Makar chanting, like immediately you have to shift your awareness towards above the throat. Okay, I'm saying
Ah,
initial
okay.
level
Yeah,
might it
okay.
become difficult. Initial level might it difficult for you, but eventually, while bringing the more awareness, it's come naturally to you. Okay, so our sound is coming
Thank
from
you.
your low abdominal part, whose sound is coming from your thoracic, and ma sound is coming from above the thoracic, like throat area, throat and the head area, right? You feel the vibration related to these areas. So it's like you require full concentration, completely. So mind doesn't get involved in any kind of thoughts. We are not giving any chance that lose the control over the mind. Yeah. So let's begin the practice. This much is clear.
yes, ma'am.
So now come into the sitting posture. Keep your back, neck straight, aligned, relax. Observe your alignment. How's your back, your neck, your shoulder? Go into your posture. Merge yourself within your posture. So you and your posture should be aligned. You merge completely. You are in your posture. You are in your asana. And observe the alignment, how you're sitting, how's your back, your neck, your shoulder. Just observe for a few seconds. Now, once your posture is still comfortable, move your awareness towards the natural breath which is going in and coming out. Just observe. Now take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation, deep, prolonged, slow exhalation from the belly. From the belly, inhale and exhale as slow as you go. Now, whenever you feel comfortable, you can start your chanting with your own pace. Om. 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 Oh. Now, very slowly go into the silence. Keep chanting, don't take pause. Now, very slowly move your attention towards your natural, pure breath. Now, take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation, deep, prolonged, slow exhalation from the belly. Now, take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation for the 3-time Om. Take a deep breath for the Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibration and sensation. Join your both palms. Rub your palms. Place on your cheeks. Again, rub your palms. Place on your neck. Rest of the body part. Last time, rub your palm. Place on your eyes. Absorb the heat. Feel slowly while blinking, looking at your palm. Gently open up your eyes with a and say Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Any doubt, any difficulty, any question?
Yeah, I have a question. So is the sound, the Om, as long as my breathe, or because I was wondering, you were like your Om was really short, and I thought it's not the long of the breath. Do you understand what I mean?
I keep telling, yeah, I understand. It doesn't mean that your breath, it should be matched with the breathing. It's eventually comes. Okay, it's eventually comes when your breath and chanting gonna tune together. But initial level, it's not gonna happen, right? My Om is different because I'm not practicing the Om. I'm practicing the Anapana. I used to practice the Om meditation, but when I move because I have to choose the one practice. No, I cannot practice every meditation.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
this affects it because more you do practice, more become deeper, long.
Okay.
But if you're forcing yourself, I can increase it, but it means I'm forcing myself, and that's how it's become wrong. Okay, you shouldn't be forcing yourself. If
Now,
is
for
not
me,
even tuned with your breath, that's okay. That's okay. If that is little bit longer and your arm chanting is short, that's okay. Initial level, it's okay. When they gonna tune, it's come naturally. It's gonna happen naturally. You do the practice mode, that eventually your breath and your chanting become similar. Like long breath, long chant.
yes,
It's automatically gonna happen. Okay, but we cannot we cannot try to be. We cannot put effort into to make that, to tune the breath with the chanting. Okay,
now for me, it's easier, way easier to chant as long as my breath is. That feels naturally for me. But now I tried
exactly.
autumn, and then it feel I didn't come into the meditation.
No, 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 no. Go. That's why I keep telling you guys, go with your own pace.
Okay.
Go with your own pace. Everybody has its own pace. Might it's natural for you for going the longer sound. Some people have the short sound. So it's completely natural for them, everybody. But if you're forcing yourself to make this short or make it long, then the vibration would be gonna change. Okay? Are
Ma'am,
you
I
getting
have
it
one
here?
question.
Hmm.
Ma'am, I have one question. Ma'am, during the
Yes.
meditation, sometimes it was coming as Om and sometimes it was coming as Like automatically it was happening. So I wanted to know
Hmm.
that, what exactly I should say. Is it Om or Because, both of them are happening. And I could do that
Okay.
abdominal,
If
thoracic, and, to the throat. That thing I could do. But the pronunciation, the starting of the pronunciation, it was fluctuating.
okay. So stick to the one thing. Chanting you have to do because we are learning the pranav. And
Hmm.
when we start the mantra chanting, then you have to pronounce the om. Okay. Remember I talked
Yes.
about it because every word
Yes.
start with the om, not the because
Hmm.
there the become om because it's used as a word, but here we
Right.
are using as a vibration, the syllable. Okay, so both has the same benefit, but the intention gonna be changed. Here we are learning the pranav like separate vibration,
Hmm.
sound vibration. Okay, so that's why you have to work on separately. Ooh, that's why we learn na akar, ukar,
Yes,
makar.
true. What
What's
we
the
are so
point here?
used to doing
Because
Om,
to work
but
on the
yeah,
yes,
we are so used to this
got it,
doing Om,
got it.
since childhood from years. So suddenly we are doing
Hmm,
starting with so it become a little
hmm,
difficult.
hmm. I'm not saying the both, but actual we are learning here the vibration of the sound. That's why we
The
separately using the
hmm,
each syllable. No, okay, that's why
yes.
But when we are starting the mantra chanting, there we're gonna use the om. Okay,
Om. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
so work on that. Okay, separately even go for the akar chanting, makar chanting. Do the more self
Okay, ma'am.
practice. So each syllable can give you the more sound vibration and then and mass sound. Okay.
Yes. Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So bless you guys. Keep practicing more. More you practice, more you're gonna learn. So meditation is not in and here. I'm chanting today till the tomorrow evening. Keep practicing. Bless you guys. Om Shanti. Mangal.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye bye. Take care.